Anything? It says it's streaming. It's
I got
picking up
nothing
a
here.
signal. It's picking
But
up a.
there's also somewhat of a delay.
Yeah, well, I have another screen that's trying to watch this. It says it's 7 seconds in, and I assume that it's being heard. So,
Oh,
clearly
we've got action.
we have action. Wow, yours.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Well, I have another screen that's trying to watch this.
It appears to be working.
Yeah, but the last time I closed this window, it didn't quite work. Is that still working?
Well, given the fact that there's somewhat of a delay, it appears to still be working.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the last time I closed this window, it didn't quite work. So there we are. I muted it on that computer, but it appears that you have to actually have the thing running, and that's the mistake I made last time.
Well,
If you-
given the fact that there's somewhat of a delay.
Can you mute it on your side?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because there seems to be an echo on your side.
Yep.
Okay.
So there we are.
I think that's still you echoing.
I didn't turn it down yet. It's down, but
Okay.
it appears to be working.
So welcome.
Yay! We're transmitting live to the world again.
Well, we'll see.
It's the little victories in life. Oh, carp, that too. I don't have permission to record.
I'm recording to the cloud.
So you don't want me to record? Okay, cool.
Well, I'm going to save.
No, it's fine. I don't mind.
Save you a step. Why not?
All right.
Okay. So, are we ready? Hope so.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. This is the Android Buffet Podcast, episode number 498, recorded Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Live on YouTube today, which is,
Yeah.
kind of, it is.
It's not quite as exciting as you'd think because I have the stream out of the corner of my eye, and all it says is the guru, and then when you talk, I assume it says Jerry.
I think mine says the Jerry.
Oh, the Jerry. Okay, as opposed to a Jerry.
Well, we don't want a Jerry. We want the Jerry.
Yes. So I do have a bit of housekeeping. So this is my attempt to have the stream launched from Zoom, which the pro version allows, and next week I'm going to try to use a hardware streamer plugged directly into the computer running Zoom. So I am trying a different thing every week. This requires no external hardware, whereas the next one will have an external hardware device.
Uh-oh. You can't trust hardware, man.
Well, I think you can trust hardware. I think you can't trust software. Hardware, means that it's a dedicated device that does all the work. So what I have here,
hardware is just solidified software.
Yes, I'm saying I want something that is not affected by anything external, like me using it as a computer all week. So what I have here is an Epiphan Webcaster X2, which has never been used. I bought it to use in an event, and then the pandemic hit, and I never went to that event, and then they discontinued the device, so you can't get them anymore. Had I known they were discontinuing it 2 weeks after I bought it, I might have bought something else.
But if they had let you know that, then you would have bought something else, and they wouldn't have sold it.
Well, that explains why it was such a good price. But either way, that's a hardware streamer, so I would be able to plug it into the output of the computer and have it just show the Zoom room up on the screen. Also, that means that I could save the $15 a month on professional Zoom services.
Ooh,
Since
that
I
would be a
wouldn't need
good
them.
idea.
Well, I'm going to keep the Zoom services for at least the rest of the month. So we do apparently have some people listening.
Wow.
So that means that after the show, we can get some feedback on how this whole, YouTube Live thing works. By the way, if YouTube Live doesn't work, this streamer also supports streaming on Twitch. I don't know. Do people prefer Twitch? I don't really have an opinion myself, but I'll stream somewhere. I don't really care. I paid for the streamer, and I want to get my money's worth.
Why not stream to all the places?
This only supports one at a time.
Oh, well, that's lame.
Not really. You know what type of bandwidth it takes to stream to all of them simultaneously? It's
4?
no, I'm just saying that's challenging, especially considering right now I only have 20 megabits here if I'm at home.
Yeah, but we're only streaming like 3 words. 4 if you count the Zoom.
Yeah, but I think it's still streaming the exciting video of nothing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the video that we have compresses really well.
Yeah, but there's that plan to someday consider adding in not people video, but like informational video. And I'm already preparing for that. Again, I want this to sort of iterate and get better every week.
Yes, I like that idea.
I also want it to settle into a thing where I don't have to do very much. So once I've gotten it down to a science, I want to just be able to turn it on and do the same thing every week without, making people wait 5 minutes while I figure out why the stream isn't working because it wants 720p and I'm trying 1080. Problem for another day. So I've already set up the next stage, which is this video switcher here to allow me to switch on video. And I'm going to add in a little button that will turn on the broadcast that way. So I have this whole really weird idea that I'm going to experiment with. But anyway, that's a project for another day. So that's what's going on here. Right now, I am once again hiding in the basement because there is a extreme weather warning outside.
Really?
Well, it's good that I hang around the basement a lot because we have, let's see here. I have it right here. There is a flood advisory warning, which followed the severe thunderstorm alert in effect for severe thunderstorms affecting the area, flash flooding. Let's see, Doppler radar indicated flash flooding, hail. I didn't see any hail or flash flooding. 60-mile-per-hour winds. Anyway, so not good time to be outside. Fortunately, I'm in a basement, so not outside. So we have YouTube, we have this, and we have what's going on. So the stream actually works. So this is an improvement on last week.
It is.
Yeah, and next week we'll see. Now, I'm planning on Sunday to go home for a few days so that I could get some more supplies because I need some longer wiring to make the next stage of my vision work. Fortunately,
you have a vision, an end vision.
Well, I said that what I wanted to do was to be able to have a stream that shows, let's say, the article that's being talked about. So that means I need to jack a computer into the streaming system and be able to switch to that computer and then be able to switch back to the Zoom room. Let's say, for example, Jerry, if you put a doll on a stick and you want to show it on screen.
Yay. I like dolls on sticks. We call them ventriloquist dummies.
Okay.
But doll on a stick works too.
Yes. So you get the general idea. So
I could be Jeff Dunham.
Yes, you could be.
But with
Do you want to be?
Not jalapeno on a stick, or not Jose on a stick. What is his name?
I don't remember that guy's name.
Anyway,
but the idea
irrelevant.
I have enough cool. I have enough old piece of junk laptops that I think I can pull this off. You don't really need a really powerful laptop. I could even break out one of those old Chromebooks to show people a web page. So I should be able to have one in, and I should be able to use the switch I have here to switch the input to the hardware streamer. So it'll be like a little production studio. I can go back to the days where I used to do video production. That was after I did audio production. By the way, before these days sound like I did a lot of things, I took one video production class in school.
Ooh, so you're like a professional.
No, I'm imagining that the world of 2003 to today is probably very different in regards to it. But one of the assignments was that I had to direct a mock show that was put on by my classmates. So the two assignments were I had to do a public service announcement where one of them read a script, and I had to do the camera and the directing work. And then I had to do a multi-angle talk show where each of them had an identity, and they just sort of had to riff on it. I have a copy of this. I would actually show it to people, but I'm imagining that the 3 or 4 people who were in my class at the time, nearly 20 years ago, probably would be upset if a random video of them acting silly and otherwise unprofessional went up somewhere. So I figured probably I shouldn't show that to anybody publicly, but I remember all of the moves, ready camera 1, go to camera 1, ready camera 3, go to camera 3, wipe, cut, fade. Anyway.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, but now, it's not like I have a complete television studio sitting here in this basement.
Why not?
I only own one camera. And also, this is not a multi-camera show. This is not even a single camera show. So the computer will be a camera, but the other camera will be the Zoom room. So I like doing things in hardware. I know other people like software, but hardware works for me. So we'll continue to rate. Let me think. What else? Oh, yes. You wanted a new logo.
I would like a new logo, but I'm happy with our current logo.
Yes. So
it doesn't work really well in 16:9, but
well, here's the thing. If we are going to, I've tracked down the original artist who drew the logo, and if we're going to do something about it and make any changes, then they are willing to do that. So the question is, other than the fact that you would like your head shaven?
Yes, I have shaved head.
Okay. Would you like to provide a current photo so that it is as accurate as possible?
I can do that.
Okay. Does anybody else have any logo suggestions? Because we're giving somebody money, so I'd like to make sure that we don't, admittedly, once every 6 years is not that much. However, I'd like to make sure that we get what makes everybody happy.
Okay.
Yes. So if anybody has any thoughts about our logo. I also pointed out, are you still wearing glasses?
Negative.
So you're not wearing glasses, but I do wear glasses. So we have to fix the glasses problem as well. So your picture has glasses. My picture does not have glasses. You don't wear glasses anymore, and I've always worn glasses.
Yes, but your mask was part of your persona.
Yes, but my mask is apparently hiding my glasses.
You have contacts.
I tried them. They didn't work for me.
It's a Superman. It's a Batman mask where the glasses are built into the mask.
Okay. So I will see what I can come back with. But if you could send me a picture of your current appearance, that will ensure accuracy.
Excellent.
Okay. So see, everybody, all the magical things you get when there's a live stream. So those of you who are listening afterwards, you're also getting this, but that is because I wanted you to hear the fact that the show is evolving. So a few things. Android users have installed over 28 billion apps this quarter.
That's amazing.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people are spending time with their phones during the pandemic.
Right, but that's a lot.
38 billion downloads, 34.9% install growth.
I just can't get it. That's a big number.
Yes. But again, have
I
you
mean, I
installed
don't
any
think
apps
there's
recently?
that many people in the world.
Well, that means that people installed more than one app. Have you installed any apps recently?
Well, I have, but I have a brand new phone.
No, I meant if you excluded apps that you had on your old phone, have you tried anything new lately?
I don't think so. I don't think I put anything on that I haven't had before. But the phone also came with a bunch of stuff that
Yeah.
I've never used before. I
Well,
guess okay. And so in the last quarter, yeah, okay. There's one or two, sure.
yeah, and every so often, even though I'm happy with my current app choice or something, I like to look at the alternatives. Right now, I was happy with Dark Sky, but I know in a few days they're going to stop letting it work. So I decided to give AccuWeather a try, even though I've turned it off in the past because I don't like the way they do their alerts, namely annoyingly.
I'm probably going to be looking for a new launcher because this Samsung launcher is
Try
idiot.
Launcher. It emulates the Pixel launcher pretty closely.
Launcher?
Launcher.
Okay.
So moving along, Google Calendar has got an improved event creation and agenda printing improvements. So one of the things with their improved event creation is, of course, Google Meet, which I know, Jerry, you don't like.
I don't.
Yeah, but it does transcription, which maybe make it worth it. And remember, at some point, if I can get the hardware working for YouTube, I may stop paying Zoom. That doesn't mean we can't use the free version of Zoom, but But I like the idea that I can print my agenda despite the fact that I almost never print anything.
I never knew you could print an agenda.
Well, apparently now you can print one. Apparently you could before, but it didn't look very good.
I think that's cool.
And I've been trying to be more organized with my calendar. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago that I have a shared calendar at work. And now that we're doing all of these online meetings where previously nobody wanted to meet with me, or if they did, they would just say, "Hey, can you come over here?"
Right?
Now there are some of the people in the office are savvy enough to look at my Outlook calendar to figure out when I'm busy, and some are not. So I've been trying
Hey,
to keep my calendar accurate so that people would not keep scheduling things for me when I had other things.
maybe everybody looks at your calendar and some people purposely schedule things for when you're busy.
No, they keep scheduling things. Whenever I try to schedule things so that in between meetings there are a few minutes, so I can actually catch my breath. So I may like put a 15-minute gap in between two meetings, and somebody will say, "Can I talk to you for 5 minutes?" and actually try to pencil it in there. But yeah, people keep finding tricks to hack my life, and I'm not thrilled about it. But it's been one of those weeks.
Are they crazy Russian hackers?
No, but I do get some Ukrainians every at about 9 a.m. every morning. They're nice though.
Cool.
So Gmail will apparently converge with the other G Suite apps to try to create a centralized productivity suite. So your Gmail will not just be for email anymore. They're going to cram all the other productivity things in there in some sort of holistic fashion to give you an all-in-one thing.
I don't. I just want them. I just want them to have an option that says, "Don't do that."
I'm fine with that as long as they have that option. I'm annoyed when do you remember there was that old commercial where the two people are walking along and one person gets peanut butter in their chocolate and the other gets chocolate in their peanut butter?
No.
Anyway, so I'm happy if somebody wants that combination. I'm happy, but I want to know that I can keep my items separate should I need them to be. And
Yeah.
again, while Meat seems like a nice product, if I'm not using it very often, I should be able to say I don't really want a giant Meat tab on the side of my screen. Just hide it.
I agree.
And if I like it, then I should be able to put it there. So it's a free country. Or maybe it isn't. I've been watching the news. Google Contacts has added a trash bin. So if you delete a contact, then you have time before it is permanently deleted.
Wow. I mean, cool. Who knew that was a thing?
Trash
mean,
bins were a thing. However, who knew that somebody wanted a trash bin inside contacts?
the reason they wrote this was because this was a problem for some people.
Yeah, well, once you delete something, it's gone. So now they're saying, well, we have a little time before you deleted it. It's the idea that, first came into email, which is I accidentally deleted my important email.
Yippers. Anyway, cool.
So there was an article, why not use Duo for your video calls? By the way, we haven't discussed that as an idea. Doing the show on Duo.
Yeah.
One messaging platform at a time. Let's not go crazy. Actually, Duo works fairly well for me. If there was a way to get a speaker out of a Google Smart Display, I would just call you on that and hook it into the whole system. Again, hardware. I
Is
like
this microphone good?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I like hardware that doesn't break, that always does just the same thing for this show, because I fiddle entirely too much, so I will break something. My goal is to have something. The reason why I like hardware for the show is then it just sits in a box unless I'm doing the show, and it's pristine. Whereas if it's my work laptop, not the one I use for my professional work, like the one that I use for all of the stuff that I do all day, then I could easily do a software upgrade that would break something. I'll just keep iterating that because that is my biggest concern. Google is apparently working on a house mouse smart controller. So a
house mouse.
So I think the idea appears to be that you have a pointer-like device that you could use to control all of the stuff that's linked into your Google Assistant. So let's imagine you have a little thing where you point it at a lamp and turn it on.
Oh, cool.
Well, again, I think you have to experiment with things. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but what appeals to me is sometimes I really don't want to speak my intentions, but I want a unified way to do things.
Or sometimes you don't want to say, turn on the third lamp from the right in my second daughter's bedroom. You just, turn that light on, and it needs a way to know what light that is.
Well, I have a lot of Google, either the Home Mini, the Hub, etc. around, and I have Home Assistant actually set up to send alerts to them. So I actually installed a file that makes a loud, the noise that submarines make when they're diving?
Yeah, sonar. Wait. Oh, the dive,
no,
the dive horn.
Yeah. I don't know if there's an official name for it, but you're familiar with the noise?
Yes.
Okay. I set that as the sound that Home Assistant can send to play out of any of the Google devices as an alert noise.
That's got to be horrific.
Well, it seemed less annoying than setting up an actual alarm. So so instead of an actual physical alarm, like an actual siren on the wall, the Google Homes will all start the siren. I thought that was, when I looked at how much it would cost to get a Wi-Fi or a Z-Wave connected siren, it actually seemed like a better idea. I can also make it, read out an alert. I'm sure you've done that if you've played with any of these things, right?
Yep. Yep.
I should be able to do it now. Let's see. I just happen to have one of these things right here.
Tippity tap, tip, 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 tap.
I know how much you enjoy when I do that.
Hello, Android Buffet listeners.
So can you imagine it doing something, for my home, like Let's see if this will work.
Warning, warning, warp core explosion imminent.
I figure I don't have one of those in the house. But you get the idea.
That would be. That's not an announcement I would want to hear.
Why? Is your warp core going to explode anytime soon?
I hope not. That's why I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. But again, I think
That seems like it might have gone without saying.
Yeah. I'm just saying I want to be prepared for any security breach. Now, if you, I'm just going to ask this: if you were a burglar and you heard all of the devices playing automated messages, would that scare you off?
Probably not.
Okay, I don't know. At the very least, I'm going to make a lot of noise and try to use that for some reason. I could also try the one that that I might get otherwise. This one. This is the last one I'm going to do.
Warning, warning, fire, fire, carbon monoxide detecting.
That could work. I just ordered a Z-Wave smoke and carbon monoxide detector.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea.
Yep.
So I think you can't do that easily with an Echo, although I think there is like a hack to do it. But works. So that's what I've been working on the Home Assistant side. So my home automation has been all about alerting. If you use Facebook Messenger on Android, you can now screen share your Android device.
Okay, cool.
I don't really have an opinion about Facebook Messenger per se, but I'm just wondering how many people want to share what can be seen on their actual smartphone while talking to people on it.
I don't know. Enough for it to be
a feature.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along. In a sad note, former Mythbuster Grant Imahara has passed away.
Oh, so sad. So young. That was,
Yeah.
And from a brain aneurysm, right?
Yeah. But I used to watch him on that show every so often. I wasn't a regular watcher of Mythbusters, but I thought it was worth mentioning. He also used to work in special effects.
He was one of the better characters.
That show had a lot of interesting characters, and some of them were more annoying than others.
Yes, but Grant was cool.
He always seemed genuinely excited about things, which I appreciate. So the PinePhone 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is their current like Explorer type edition, with a USB dock is now on sale. I forgot what the name of this thing is. It's not Explorer. It's something with. Oh, excuse me. It's the regular one is the PinePhone Post-Market OS Community Edition, but now they have the one with the dock and the faster PinePhone is the Convergence Pack for $199. So for $199, you get a 3 gigabyte PinePhone with a USB-C dock for connecting peripherals. And if you look at the picture and the link in the show notes, you would see that it they've hooked it up to a little screen and a keyboard. So
it seems to, yeah, cool.
I just like, when people do this sort of, the new PinePhones ship with a minor tweak to their mainboards to enable the new convergence capabilities. Earlier revisions don't support convergence.
Is that like a singularity? Is it going to start talking to us?
It's the ability to use a USB-C hub, which is what their dock looks like, to connect a monitor and a keyboard. I'm guessing that it's a software thing. So you should be able to, in theory, hack it onto the older ones, but with a change in the software side. But it's interesting. They keep trying this where your phone acts like a laptop when you plug a bunch of things into it. I think we're going in that direction where you're not going to carry around a laptop. You'll just carry around a keyboard and a little screen, and you'll just plug your phone in as the brains. And then when you're done with it, just take it with you.
Wasn't there was a thing like that? Wasn't
There've
there
been
where
There have been several things like that, but the problem is you can't fit the power of a computer into your phone space. Eventually you will be able to.
I think we have phones now that are as powerful or more powerful than they were just a couple years ago.
It also depends on what you're doing. If you're not doing video editing or gaming, if you're just doing web browsing and you want a full screen or word processing, I think your phone could handle it.
Also
I think
depends. Well, no, I was going to say it probably also depends on how many pixels you're pushing, but we've got, our phones now have 4K displays on them.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's mostly if you want to do some of the more powerful app. And there've already been people who've said that video editing and all those things and gaming may be the things that people buy full computers for, and more people may be using just simple tablet type things that dock. That may be the future. So moving along, Twitter had a massive breach, apparently accomplished through social engineering.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Massive breach. Yep.
Well, let's see. A bunch of really famous people with verified accounts were trying to essentially scam you out of your Bitcoin.
Yep.
Did you send them any Bitcoin, Jerry? I know you have some.
I did not.
You could have doubled your money.
Could have, but I also don't follow a whole lot of blue checks.
Okay. So essentially, famous people who are generally verified, thus the blue check, were the targets of this. By the way, just speaking in terms of the world as it stands, if Jeff Bezos came up to me and said, if you give me $1, I'll give you $2 back, again, multiplied by whatever thing, I would be suspicious.
I know.
I'm
if you're
just
going to give
saying-
me $1, just give me the dollar. Don't require that I give you $1 first.
Yeah, I'm just always surprised at the gullibility of people.
And my understanding is that they actually made $100,000 or so off of this.
That's why I'm saying I'm surprised at the gullibility of people. If somebody said, for the next hour, for every $1 you give to a charity, I'll match it. Okay, fine. You could have convinced people to donate to a charity, but you're convincing somebody to send money to an unnumbered account and trust that they're going to get money back.
Ooh, that would have been, if they could have set up a fake, that would have been so smart instead if they would have said, yeah, that would, I bet they would have pulled more than 100K if they would have said, send it to this charity and we'll match it.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is I've now given scammers a better idea on how to do their next scam.
That only if those scammers actually, listen to the show.
We're equal opportunity.
I'm not saying they can't.
We've never said they couldn't. By the way, if anybody is thinking of committing any illegal activity based on anything we say on the show, please do not name us in the event you get arrested.
Not my fault.
This is an entertainment program. Let's see. Reddit has added image galleries so you can share multiple pictures. I thought you'd appreciate this, Jerry, as a person who likes Reddit.
I do. And that's cool. I mean, it's, whatever.
It's a feature people wanted and they gave it to them. So that's good.
You could already kind of do that with uploading it to Imager and sharing the album.
Yeah, but this is easier.
Is it now?
Supposedly, yeah. T-Mobile has added some additional benefits for their customers, including a free second phone number for anonymity, scam ID and blocking utilities, enhanced caller ID, and they will not charge you if you need to change your phone number if your number is somehow compromised.
Wow, this is cool. How do I get myself in on this?
Are you a T-Mobile customer?
IR.
then you should be able to take advantage of it at some point.
I know.
So I can't tell you exactly when that's going to happen, but it says that most of these new features are available already. So I assume you just have to log in and look at it.
Sprint's own call screener service is now available free. You can enable it by dialing blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, it says that their own service is to make up for the fact that Sprint users won't have access to their Scam Shield application at launch because they're still on a separate network. So they've made their competing product that Sprint had free until they can get onto the regular product.
I'm going to try this.
Okay, I look forward
I
to
mean,
hearing
not
about
right now, but
it. No, I look forward to hearing about it next week. We call that a cliffhanger.
cliffhanger. A tease, even.
Will Jerry be happy with his new T-Mobile features? Will he remember that he even said he was going to look at it in 7 whole days?
I know.
Stay tuned. And finally, of course, a recent event has proved that Cloudflare has become extremely important to the internet as we know it.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, there was a problem with Cloudflare, and it took down Discord, Patreon, GitLab, Medium, Zendesk, and of course, Down Detector. Apparently, Down Detector works on Cloudflare. Okay.
Well, Cloudflare is actually a pretty good service.
It is, but it's sort of like AWS. When AWS goes down, you become keenly aware of how many companies use Amazon Web Services to host their infrastructure.
Kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same sort of idea of saying, so I didn't say that, Cloudflare is the internet. I said it's become extremely important to the internet as we know it because so many sites that we visit every day are actually using it.
Right. And even a lot of sites that we don't depend on use it because they offer a rather significant service for free.
Yeah. So it's just significant when one person's misconfiguration causes so many things to go down.
Wow.
So I'm not criticizing them. From all reports, they are a wonderful company to give money to, or a wonderful company to get services for free from. However, again, I hate putting all my eggs in one basket. So if one company is causing that much trouble, that's always a worry for me.
Well,
but there are plenty of companies like that in my life. Google is probably one of those companies. Amazon is one of those companies, although they're currently annoying me a lot. Well, I told you they steadfastly refuse to deliver here. So they hand things off to UPS and the Postal Service, but they seem to want to, any product that I want to have shipped to this remote mountain region, which again is only 100 miles from New York City. Right now, they're now telling me that nothing will be available for a minimum of 9 to 14 days. But if I change it to go to New York City, it'll be there tomorrow. So the thing is, I understand you can't get 1 day shipping to a rural area, but you think that they would ship it within 1 day and then however long it takes to get here. But they seem to just want to hold on to the thing for 14 days before shipping it.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's limited trucks or something. Maybe they want to know you're serious.
Again, it has gotten to the point where I have canceled an order coming here, reordered it going to Queens, and then driven the 100 miles, gotten all the packages and driven them back up here. By the way, I have a pile of them sitting there. I have to go back on Sunday and get them. I was going to go back. Well, I was going to go back last Sunday, but there is a heat wave here, so I was waiting for it to cool down a bit.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of our podcast and what I'm going to call our first successful YouTube live stream.
It looks successful.
Well, there are people.
There was even a somewhat of an audience and chat and feedback, and that was just super awesome.
Yeah. So before we go, anybody who is watching live, we're going to give it a minute. Does anybody want to type anything into the little type chat room for us to read out loud? Again, appropriately. Here we are. I'm 60 miles from Chicago and I get 1 day shipping. Population 6,000 and a lot of corn. Okay.
Corn's important.
So Amazon likes rural Illinois, but does not like rural New York.
It's because y'all have all the coronavirus.
No, we don't. We shipped it to Florida. Didn't you notice?
No.
There's definitely more right now in Florida than there is in New York.
And yet you still have like 20 times the amount of death we do.
Really? I'm gonna have to look at those stats because I believe our numbers are down.
They are down.
And I believe Florida's exploding. But I don't
Well,
want to. No,
our cases are exploding and deaths are up. But
either way, I'm going to hope that every state can say that their numbers are down soon.
yeah,
That's my hope. Until then, I'm going to be isolating here. Although I have to go to some sort of wedding on August 3rd. They're not allowed to have this wedding in the state of New York, so I will have to cross into the state of New Jersey, which worries me. So I will be wearing a mask and distancing myself from all those New Jersey people who apparently aren't distancing as much as we are here in New York. In New York, there's a limit of gatherings of over 50 people. In New Jersey, it's 100. So they've moved this wedding to New Jersey so they can have 50 more people there.
okay.
The only sad thing is that means I have to go to New Jersey. I generally try to avoid that. Sorry, Murph. I figure he'll listen and possibly be hurt that I'm insulting New Jersey. Not so much the state as the experience of going there. It's a hike. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our episode. We will be back next week where I will be trying a hardware streamer.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I even have some other surprises. I think I might be able to do fade to black.
Oh, but we're already mostly black.
Yes, but if I have a computer showing things on it, then I can fade from that to black.
So instead of saying ready camera one, go to camera one. You'll say ready browser one, go to browser one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to have to, well, again, I have the switch here and I need something to switch between. I need to get my money's worth.
Yep.
Yeah. But I need more wires, so I have to drive 100 miles to get my wires. Anyway, until next week.
All right. Until next week. Bye, folks.
Goodbye. And now that I've stopped the recording, is this where I do the secret thing for the only people on the live stream? Or do we not have that?
We can if you want. I mean, oh my gosh.
What? That scared you?
The recording stopped.
Yeah, because we are no longer recording. We are still live. So for all those people listening, the password is pineapple. It was worth a shot. Yes, you're right. I do like to play with hardware. I like my toys.
I want to say there's a good 45-second delay from when we say something until it shows up on the.
I think that's typical. I think that's typical with YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, this is my first YouTube stream, so it always seems to happen. If you ever watch any live YouTube streams, that always seems to be the case. So we will see what is next.
All right. Now
So
I have to get back to the party.
Okay, I'm sorry to have taken you away. Please.
No,
wish
it's cool.
me-
I got some nasty looks from my wife. You didn't cancel?
I'm going to point
Oops.
out that I had nothing to do with it.
I know. Totally
Please
not
do
your
not.
fault.
Please do not let your wife blame me. I've never spoken to the woman, but I gathered that she already has some sort of thing against me
No, not at all.
for keeping you away for 1 hour a week.
Nah. All right,
Okay.
man.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody listening. We're going off the air.
Off the